machines, big and mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things there. Mighty machines, lifting and pulling and flying so high, building up to the sky. You can watch them all day and never know why they're mighty machines. Hear them roar, watch them soar, sit right down and see. There are stories to enjoy for every girl and boy. Mighty machines, big and mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things there. Mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things there. Mighty machines.
Well, here I am at the job site. Another exciting day in the life of a mobile crane. That's a tall apartment building. Looks to be about 30 stories high, I'd say. A new air conditioning unit has to go on the very top of that building. It's a long reach to the top, and that's why they called for a super crane like me. First thing I do at every job is stretch out my feet. Those long outriggers need to be planted far apart. They give me great stability and let me reach a long way. My feet sit on big pads to spread the weight. That way, they don't sink into the ground, and I don't tip over. Here come the counterweights. Every crane needs to have weights that balance whatever they're lifting. If I didn't have the weights, I would just tip like a seesaw, and that wouldn't be good at all. I've got 72 tons of counterweights today. I can lift up to 250 metric tons. That's very heavy. These counterweights fit together like a huge jigsaw puzzle. I do lots of jobs. I work on construction and build bridges. Lifting things up to the top of buildings like this one is one of my specialties because I'm so tall and have such a long reach. That's why they call me Stretch. That's good. Take off those cables. Now, I need the help of my little buddy. Where is he?
Morning, Stretch.
Oh, good to see you, little brother. Let's get to work.
Okay, just give me a minute to get my feet set out on the ground. Get those pads in place. We better use the wood for that foot on the grass. I don't want to sink down. That should do it. Okay, I'm ready to go. I'm just going to get my boom set up into the air, and then I can lift up your winch. The reason I have to come along in these jobs is to help put Stretch together. He can't do it himself. Stretch needs a whole lot of extra pieces in order to reach the top of a building this high. We're both mobile cranes, so we can drive from job to job. But he can't drive along the street when he's that tall.
So, I need little brother to put me together and take me apart.
This big thing is Stretch's secondary winch. He's got another winch on his main boom, but he needs this one as well when he makes a long reach. So I picked this heavy winch up off the ground and put it down on top of Stretch's counterweights. Easy now. There. Simple as pie.
Here's Red, right on time with the extra pieces.
Perfect. It will just take a moment for the crew to attach my harness onto your load. I've lifted the load! Move ahead!
I'll be back later, when you need me again.
Okay.
Everything's working like clockwork. The crew knows just what to do. They're getting ready now to attach some fantastic equipment to the end of my boom. The first piece is called the gantry section.
This is a tricky job. I have to fit this section to the very top of Stretch's boom. Slowly. Careful. I need perfect aim to make it line up. Little more. Steady. I did it. Now, I'll hold it steady while you hammer in the pins.
Those thick pins do a great job at holding the gantry section in place. Now, they have to thread my lifting cable through the gantry section.
I'll just move my boom over here to get the next pieces.
No hurry. The crew still needs time to get all my cables prepared. They've got the luffing cables threaded through the secondary winch. They sure are working fast today. Next, we need all the extensions to the boom.
And here I am. Where shall I stop?
Go park beside Little Brother. He'll unload you.
Righto.
So, now you're going to see how I go together, kids. Those cables are attached to the secondary winch that we installed earlier on top of my counterweights. The winch is pulling the cables and unfolding my gantry section. See? All of this assembly is called my luffing jib. That's a sailing ship term that cranes like us have adopted. I need all these pieces when I need to lift things to high places. The only things left to assemble now are the extensions. Ready for that, Little Brother?
I'm way ahead of you. See how the sections are nested inside each other? That's so they all fit on one truck. I'm going to lay out all the different pieces of the luffing jib in the correct order, and then they will assemble them. By the time every section is attached together, the whole thing is 63 meters long. It won't be long before Stretch will be able to reach all the way to the roof, kids. That's the air conditioning unit that we're replacing. Wow, it's a long way down to the ground. Boy, there is a lot of work to do to assemble this luffing jib. It takes real teamwork to put Stretch together. Good thing I'm here to help. Last piece. Now you can see why there aren't many cranes that can reach as far as my buddy. Over to you, Stretch. You are all assembled now. And up it goes. Wow!
Okay, we're going to see some action. It is a long reach up to the top of that building. The first part is getting my luffing jib up as high as I can go. I am lifting it with my secondary winch. That pulls the whole luffing assembly up into the air. I'm already a lot taller than little brother, and I haven't even reached my final height. Now I've got the luffing assembly in the air, I telescope out my boom extension. I can feel myself getting taller and taller by the minute. Up, up, up she goes. That gives me all of the height I need for a job like this. Boy, it's so high, I get dizzy just looking at it. This is my operator, Graham. We're swiveling around now and positioning the big hook over the roof. I'm in the right spot now to pick up that old air conditioner. My jib reaches well above the top of the building. It's not going to be long now. They're attaching my hook. Here we go. Oh, this is so easy for me. I simply lower the unit down slowly with my winch cable right onto the back of that truck. Keep an eye on the foreman. See those hand signals? He's telling my operator how to control the load. There! Fasten it down, and off it goes. And right on time, here's the new air conditioning unit. My operator has to keep one eye on the hooks and the other on the foreman. He's busy. Swing it over that way. Okay, everyone is getting ready. Time for the big lift. I've got one of my crew stationed on the roof. He has a radio and can talk directly to my operator. I can't see what's going on up there, so he acts as my eyes. Okay, I've hoisted it to the top. Then, I swing it over with my boom. Everyone ready? Graham has the right touch on the controls. A job like this takes patience. If I move too fast, there could be problems. Down she comes, slowly, dead slow. The crew has to ease it into the right position, and that's it. Right on the money. Bolt her down, boys. This is going great. Just a few more lifts, we'll be done.
Great work, team.
And great to see you, kids. Say, how would you like to meet another mighty machine? She's a crane too, but you'll be surprised what she looks like.
So, I hear that you kids have been looking at cranes. Well, that's my job too. I'm an air crane, though some people think I look more like a dragonfly than a helicopter. See that big factory way over there? Well, today I am lifting all these air conditioners and electrical transformers onto the roof. More than 50 lifts. 50. Nifty. This is my undercarriage, and that is the cable that does the lifting. The round metal frame is kind of like a harness, and those cables will be attached to the objects that I lift. It is handy to have a harness like that because it keeps the cables separated so they don't get tangled. At the end of the cables are the hooks. And what mighty strong hooks they are. Speaking of strong, have a look at my jet engines. 2 jet engines. They're terrific, and they make me one of the biggest, most powerful helicopters in the skies. Engines this big need a big exhaust pipe, too. Now's a good time to take a look at my rotor blades. You won't see many helicopters with blades this long. They give me lots of lift. It seems like they go on forever. I bring my support team with me. I have a mobile workshop. That's the one with the windsock. And I also bring my own fuel supply.
That's right. Gypsy Lady can't operate on gas that you find at a gas station. She needs jet fuel.
I need both of them to keep me in the air. The fuel hose connects to this intake line in my support leg. I'll need to refuel quite often. Thanks for polishing my windows, Travis. My pilot insists that my windows are sparkling clean. The co-pilot is already on board. Everyone in a helicopter has to wear a helmet with a radio in it. The engine noise is so loud, it's the only way they can hear each other. Here comes my pilot now. One last pre-flight inspection. I have a 3-person flight crew. The pilot is in charge. He's the one that flies me. The co-pilot is there to assist the pilot and take over if necessary. The 3rd crew member is the spotter. He has a big window so that he has a clear view of things from behind. This is my crew chief. He needs a radio too because he's part of the ground crew. The air crew and the ground crew do a final check. Hook release working? Thumbs up. That means we're ready. The crew chief is also my mechanic, so he gives a last check of the engines and rotors and feels for any abnormal vibrations. My engines are revving faster and faster and faster. My tail rotor is speeding up too. Everything checks out. This is my favorite part. First takeoff of the day. I have liftoff. Liftoff! I'm in the air. You probably already know that helicopters can lift straight off the ground. We're not like an airplane that has to get speed up before liftoff. But what makes me so special is that I can lift a heavy load because of the power of my jet engines and the length of my rotor blades. That's my secret. That's why they call me an air crane. Anyway, it's time I got to work, so just watch me, kids. The crew on the ground hook my cables to the unit. Now, everybody, clear out of the way. I'm ready to lift. Boy, it's heavy, but I can do it. I need all the strength of my jet engines and rotor blades for this job. I'm off to the factory roof. Come on, kids. This first unit is going right in the middle of the roof. No ordinary crane can stretch far enough to reach the middle of this big roof. That's why they need an air crane. I can easily place heavy stuff anywhere they need it to go. This is the spot. Here you go, fellas. Catch! Haha, just kidding. See the man in the orange t-shirt and helmet? He's part of my crew. He talks to my pilot by radio, and he directs the positioning team on the roof. Once the load is close enough, they all rush in and help get it into the final position. That's it, guys. Stop the swinging and swaying. Don't worry, I'm holding the weight. This thing has to be in exactly the right spot before I can set it down. See how my pilot can look out his bubble window? That's very handy. Now, just release the cables. My pilot pushes a button and the hooks open, the cables drop down, and I'm free and clear. See that? Another one of my tricks. Have you ever seen an operation as neat as that? Now I have to land and refuel. These units are heavy, and that means my engines have to work doubly hard. It takes a lot of fuel. This won't take a minute, kids. The opening to my fuel tanks is in my support leg. That's sort of weird, don't you think? I'm different from other helicopters. Not many specialize in heavy lifting like me, so my designers had to come up with a lot of new ideas to make me work. Okay, that's the thumbs up. We're ready to fly again. I'm going back for another load. Look at me! I'm flying backwards! My spotter, Travis, takes over my controls when I pick up the cargo and again when I set it down. He shares the flying with the pilot because he has the best view from the back. Make sure those hooks are on properly, guys. Thank you! I really like this job. It is always interesting. And I go to a lot of different places and lift a lot of unusual things. Woo! The wind's blowing. Makes things a little tricky. My air crew have done this many times, luckily. There, that's better. Now, down easily. My pilot is perfect at this job. That's another one delivered. Woo! Sorry, guys. Wicked downdraft, isn't it? This is a pretty neat way of delivering things to hard-to-get-at places, don't you think? That's what makes air cranes perfect for jobs like this. I just love this job, and I think you can tell, can't you, kids? Oh, yeah! Here it comes! And another one! And another one. Way to go, guys. Good job. Oh, this one sure is heavy. But I know I can make it. What a team. Well, I've got lots more lifting to do today. Thanks for coming to see me at work. Call me if you ever need to reach for the sky. So long.
Mighty machines, big and mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things there. Mighty machines, lifting and pulling and flying so high, building up to the sky. You can watch them all day and never know why they're mighty machines. Hear them roar, watch them soar, sit right down and see. There are stories to enjoy for every girl and boy. Mighty machines, big and mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things there. Mighty machines, working for you, doing mighty things there. Mighty machines.